What's going on,
What's up,
girl?
y'all? What's up with it? I mean, we having a conversation. So, the topic really is all about just, um, us content creators talking about recovery because we are content creators. We're very serious about our creating of content in the niche of recovery. That's the kicker, right? And I don't know where's Regina at? Is she on yet?
I don't see her yet, but when you get done talking, I want to kind of touch base on something that I think is important in regard to people that deal with addiction and pets. And just to foreshadow, two of my parakeets died, and I'm not sure if they died throughout the night or this morning. And keep going, we'll get into it. And I'm going to create a group on Facebook because I think it's important because I did some research and I didn't see any groups that are dedicated to people and pets and addiction. So a lot of people have support animals, to keep them afloat in regard to their addictions or whatever. And to lose, your pet could draw you into relapse. And yeah, so I think it's important to get that out there. So anyway, continue on.
Everybody, everybody is watching. This is D Venom. D Venom has a podcast show on Podbean that is extremely like rising and up and coming. Okay, he has over 100 episodes. Has reached his 60 days of sobriety recently. Very involved in his community out in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. And he's also been a guest on my show, Real Talk Recovery, as well as I've been a guest on his show. Oh, more like a pop-up guest, but we're gonna get to that. But we've been really collaborating a lot because we really taking this recovery, podcasting, the niche of recovery extremely serious because everybody else could crack jokes out here in these streets, but there's a lot of people dying from methamphetamine that's laced with fentanyl, and a lot of sex workers is being missing and being what you call unalived, uh, based on their addiction. Okay, so we like to talk on real life situations and have real conversations. And he just mentioned about the pets. He recently just lost his two birds, his pet birds, and now dealing with grief. And at the end of the day, that is grief. D,
It
that's grief.
is. It is, and it's trauma because I touched my bird and they both were so stiff, and I couldn't even handle them. I took one of those clothing pins and I, grabbed them by the, wings and removed them that way because I was just so traumatized by it. I thought that I would have my, birds for a long time, and they've been with me through addiction. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I did smoke around my birds and had scallywags in front of them and some of everything else. But at the end of the day, they were there for me. They didn't judge me or anything like that. And for me to lose two of them, yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I mean, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. Thank you for sharing. Some people I would be embarrassed, me myself, to even admit that. You know, on air. It takes me time to even come forward with that type of information, and you really encourage me to
Well,
really kind of be mindful. Like, what do you think? And I'm not trying to be, funny acting or nothing like that. Please forgive me. But what do you think could have been the issue with the birds, or
um,
what do you think
I
caused their
know
death?
I try, well, when I feed them, I try to give them enough to last for a couple of good days or whatever. And I checked their feeding bowls, and one of them, was a little on the empty side, but the other one still had seeds in it. So I don't think that they were starving like that because I don't starve my birds. I'm not sure if it's age or what happened, but ironically, it was two of the alleged females that passed away. The two males are still active and going, and they're saddened, because any other time I'm, live or creating content, you will hear my birds in the background for sure. And they're upset just like I am. They lost some companions, and yeah, so.
Can I ask you a question? Did you contact the veteran, the veterinarian?
No, I didn't. When I got ready to take my shower, when you told me you were going to send me a link or whatever, I went to addressing my birds and I seen two of them on the perch. And I'm like, okay, where's the other two? And I thought they were on the lower perch. And then my eyes went down, on the bottom level of the cage and I seen them just lying there. And I'm like, wow, what the hell, could have happened? And that's when I quickly, checked their feeding bowls and noticed that there was still food in there to sustain them. But it's still a mystery to me, and yeah.
It's really good that you're processing your emotions. It will take a little more time, of course, to do that.
Let me tell
Oh
you
man, I'm
something.
so sorry. What is the bird's
If
name?
it, if I was still in my addiction phase, I would have relapsed a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yo, you know it. You know it.
Mhm,
We'll take any escape goat to go out and choke. You know how that goes.
mhm, mhm. And now that I'm in my recovery phase, I'm giving myself the chance to feel. And it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing to feel. I
But
wasn't
how do
feeling
you
shit.
feel right now?
I'm good because I allowed myself to cry in the bathroom and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I broke down. That's the process. Whenever I feel the need to let out emotions in the form of tears, that's what the fuck I'm going to do. Because I'm not
Yeah.
going to allow that to be bottled up in me because that will create child. I will be out there picking up scallywags and twisting methamphetamine pipes, okay?
You ain't lying. Ain't that the
That
truth?
that's exactly what would happen. So I had to allow myself to process what happened,
Yeah.
feel those emotions, let it out, and I'm fine now. I'm fine now.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm happy that you're better. I still suggest that you do a few things. Can I bring up a few suggestions?
Sure.
All right. So it says online, due to Google, they say that you would the steps of handling these type of things is to contact a veterinarian, letting them know, maybe explore some burial options. If you don't have insurance on your pet, then you would set your own traditional uh, ceremony.
That's what I'm going to
And
do.
yeah, choose a location for your bird on your property
Hmm.
and decide where you want to choose a container to put them in. And you can, and that with that, you could probably even release all like some trauma that comes along around the birds. Maybe the stuff that they witnessed could move forward as well. You never know. But it could be a spiritual moment.
It will be a spiritual moment because I had a cat before I had these birds, and I thought that I would never get any more animals, considering I spiritually murdered my cat. My cat was well in my life when I was deep into methamphetamine back in Las Vegas, and whatever I went through on a spiritual level, my cat went through as well. And I never told the story in regard to how abusive I was towards my cat. And my cat was my spirit animal, and I did not realize this until it was too late. And I owe it to her. I have her ashes right back here. I owe it to her and my, birds that I just lost. A decent ceremony because they've been in my life and kept me afloat. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Thank you so much. Wow. Dee, you are so brave. You are brave. Because to come forth with this, you're right. This is a major topic.
It is.
When you
And
lose
just
a pet
imagine,
in recovery, your recovery pet, your emotional, what they call our pets, emotional what?
emotional supports. I
Emotional
call
support
them
pet.
out,
Yes.
But check this out, Miss Mo. Just imagine all of the people that are homeless that have support pets, and you girl, just imagine when they lose their animal and
Yes.
they're addicted to drugs. Imagine what they go through. So this
Yes.
has to be a topic of conversation.
Well, I wonder what type of resources is available for those who is that doesn't have an income, who
Hmm.
is battling with chronic houselessness, and living in the state of Phoenix or state of Arizona and the state of Oregon. I don't know. Maybe that's something we can probably place on our websites for people. You
Hmm.
know, what is some things do you think is a challenge for pet owners, addict pet owners?
What is a challenge? Hmm. In regard to pet owners that are addicts, or
Yeah, like pet owners, what do you think is the challenge of raising and taking care of your emotional support animal?
I think the biggest thing is putting all that energy on your pets because there has to be a point within your addiction that you have to be strong and take care of things on your own. Not to use your pets as a clutch, you know what I'm saying? Like people do in relationships. Oh, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, this, blah, 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 and this is why I use. So I didn't want to throw all of that on my birds like I did with my cat. My cat went through a lot on the emotional tip in regard to me and my addiction. So
Yeah.
I think people should separate what they throw on their animals, considering what they're going through with their addictions. So yeah.
Very good. That's good. I mean, I hear what you're saying about that because we can get pissed off in the midst of us looking for that fix or
And that's why my
in
cat
a
with the review.
relapse or withdrawing from the drug, and then we're pissed off because the cat or the dog or whatever animal is in our way, and we take that out on them. That can be emotionally damaging and stressful. I think another thing I thought of was food. You know, we can't feed a cat chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like raw
Mm-hmm.
chicken or just the chicken scraps that we don't eat. You know what I'm saying? And I had a problem with just giving my cat whatever I feel like I want to give him because I'm too lazy to go to the store or I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to spend that last money uh, on my pet's food. And that's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think maybe resources for like free cat food would be, or dog food or pet food in general would be a really good idea. What you think?
I know of some food pantries that I have attended that give away free pet food for individuals that are homeless that have companions that are animals. I think that more food pantries need to step up to the plate and provide for individuals that are homeless and have companions. I think that's a way to go.
Yeah,
So I think the pantries that are doing this, yeah, they're doing a good thing.
I agree. Out here in Oregon, we have Oregon Humane Society. They give away food, and the Oregon Food Bank give away food as well for pets, pet owners. And I mean, shoot, the list could go on. All people have to do is call 211 or go to 211.org or gov, I think it is, or yeah,
Maybe
.org, and they
maybe
will
try some
give
churches. Hmm.
resources. Yep, churches could too. Finding out those churches, but I know 211 got a lot of resources when it comes down to pet resources
Hmm.
for all over the United States. I think, I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Is there any hotlines you think is suggested for those who is kind of like in distress with their animal?
I will do some research in regard to that. I did do some research on Facebook, and like I said, they really didn't have too many options. That's why I feel like it should be a major topic for individuals that have pets that are going through addiction because just like me, I lost mine and I'm going through it and I could walk out this door right now and just with you and go out this door right now, go right down to that motherfucking Circle K, find me a scallywag and get high. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not
Yeah.
going to give Satan what he wants. And another thing is,
Yeah.
Satan, if he can't get to you, he's going to get to the next best thing in your life that you love. Whether
Yeah.
that's your mama, your daddy, whoever.
For
And
your
he got
pet.
my bird. He got my bird.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
he thinks that I'm going to go out there and give him what he wants, and that's the relapse and whatever else. Fuck you, Satan. I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah. I agree. For sure. Yeah. And that's a test.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's
It's a test
definitely a
on
test.
both parts. It's a test from above and it's a test below.
Yep.
And what is it saying? As above, what is it? As above,
As well as
as
below.
below.
That's correct.
Exactly. And
Yep.
so I'm passing both those tests.
I heard that with flying colors, baby, because you right here online
Hmm.
with me and you ain't playing about your recovery. You very serious about it. And I really commend you on that. And you know what? I want to say to you that I've been watching your Facebook, right? And listening to your
Thank you. I
videos.
appreciate that.
Your YouTube is popping. I enjoy watching you on YouTube as well.
It's not popping the way I wanted to, but in all due time, I'm telling you, Miss Mo, I have a feeling in my heart of all hearts that things are going to pop for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, there was something else. Oh, I also created an episode on Podbean last night in regard updating my listeners in regard to my life, and I told them I'm taking my platform seriously. A lot of people on Podbean are on there full of bullshit. They're bouncing back and forth to different live chats to see who's popular and whatever, trying to gain clout and whatever. I don't have time for that. I'm in a point within my spirituality to where I don't have time for meaningless conversations. I wasted enough time before my addiction. I wasted way too much time during my addiction, and I don't have time to waste now. I'm 48, so I have a little bit of time to get all of this right and bring as many people to the light as I possibly can. And like platforms like Podmatch. I'm getting paid. Who got time to be fucking around and on bullshit with people that's on Podbean just on bullshit?
Yeah.
I don't
You
have
know,
time for that.
and it's funny. It's kind of like, and I see where you're coming from. What you're saying is, look, I'm live on this thing. I can't, all my content matters. I
Mm-hmm,
matter.
mm-hmm,
What I'm talking about matters. And I don't need nobody not taking it seriously and drawing away the people who may want to take it seriously.
mm-hmm,
But this is
mm-hmm,
what I learned when in dealing with this podcasting thing. A lot of people is not going to take it seriously at first, but it's up to you to just be consistently putting out there and
mm-hmm.
then changing your settings to where people can't just pop up and you have the right to disconnect those calls.
Now, how do you do that on Podbean?
It's right there in the resource section. They give you all the details and the video
Okay.
of how to do that. Reset your settings, so nobody won't just automatically pop in because you've been on there for a minute. So you got folks that's already kind of familiar with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, I think that's great. And then yeah, Podbean is a great platform for us folks who want to get started. And I like the fact that you elevating over to Podmatch. Is it, what is it called again?
Yeah, that Podmatch. Mm-hmm.
Podmatch. Yeah, I like that you elevating over there. That's great. But my thing is, why not us continue to be on Podbean
Oh, I
and
am. I
change it?
am.
Yeah, you're not going to go nowhere because you got already over
No,
100 episodes, for God's sakes. Ain't no going nowhere.
Podbean.
It's a wrap.
Podbean is the catalyst to all of this. Podbean is where it began. You know, I'm
Yeah,
not sure how I got into Podbean and what made me choose their platform, but it's what I chose, and I'm not going to disregard them. You know, they got me this far, but y'all not paying me. Y'all not doing that. You know, I mean, I don't mind putting my voice out there and helping people for pro bono, but I also have a life to live, and I also have bills to pay,
yeah,
and I've been told on several of occasions make money with my voice. You know, my high school, my middle school friend mother always told me you could be on the radio, blah blah blah. Why not use my utensil, my voice, and get paid for it? Shit. So I mean,
yeah,
I don't have time to be playing. I just don't.
yeah. Completely agree. I'm all for it, brother, man, for real. Because
Hmm.
my main thing is learning that system. And there's multiple ways, for us to gain sponsorship,
Hmm.
and that's just something that, because you're in a different state, we both in two different states. And I think if we were to work together as content creators and podcasters, then maybe we can create those resources for ourselves and for other podcasters that's coming in our niche.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we have a whole different niche. Our niche is not popular.
Hmm.
And I have to remind myself that. This is not the type of niche everybody can't wait to just type in and learn more about. No. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? A person would rather watch tarot card readings than to listen to people talk about withdrawing from dope. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
dance
Oh, I don't drink
videos.
alcohol no more.
Hmm.
What? And they deep in that
Hmm.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So I have to remember that this is something this is the beginning of a movement that is going to explode, and it's best that
Hmm.
we stay in our course and continue, because eventually we're going to be the first, yeah, like brothers and sisters in this recovery game right here.
And the way you're talking, and the way that you're talking, I'm thinking about it as stocks, like buying stocks or whatever from a business that just getting off the ground and staying with that particular business until they blow up. And some people will pull out their stocks thinking that, oh, this company not going to be shit, blah blah blah. And that's
Right.
how I feel about my social media platforms. A lot of people, aside from the fact that they're not being monetized the way that they should, but a lot of people are probably looking like are thinking, well, this shit ain't gonna blow up, blah, blah, blah. Even people in my family with my podcast, or it's not anything. But don't say anything when it does blow up, and whatever the case may be, and you be on my dick. Anyway. But yeah, just don't say nothing when the shit blows up.
Right. Yeah, I go. And and that's the whole objective of it all. I mean, we ain't really doing this for the family and friends, because if I was doing it, baby, listen, if my family and friends ain't watching me, because them niggas
Mm-hmm.
still getting drunk and getting fucked up. I'm just keeping it 100.
Mm-hmm.
So if me watching me is like them facing their motherfucking worst fears.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying in a hypothetical way and being funny as hell and also being sarcastic, is that I'm living this life, this sobriety life
Mm-hmm.
that nobody even thought I was gonna get out of or get into in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I was not the person that people would ever think would stop drinking alcohol and would even start smoking crack in the first place. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even though half of the people in my family smoke crack and snort coke.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they just thought I would only just be an alcoholic. Okay, whatever. But what I'm saying is, by me leaping over into the other side, being the first one in my family to break the curse of addiction, to break my chains off at least, it's like
Mm-hmm.
those niggas that was in the cotton field. And like I'm Harriet Tubman. I'm like a Harriet Tubman
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
this situation. Harriet Tubman said, come on, I got the way, I got the roadmap. I created a roadmap, a system for us to go free to the north. Some
Right.
niggas went, some niggas just didn't.
Right. Right. And it's such a
You know
stigma
what
in
I'm
the Black
saying?
community.
It's the
It's
same
such
thing.
it's such a big stigma in the Black community when it comes to addiction or whatever the case may be, and I don't like that. Addiction, especially with methamphetamine. Oh, it's a trailer trash drug or whatever else the case may be. I done seen more motherfucking Black people twisting that damn pipe than white folks. Okay. And it's just, yeah, I just think that the stigma needs to disappear in regard to addiction. It affects some of everybody and every race, every gender, it's out there and it's affecting people all over. So,
Yeah, it is. And it's not just, and that's why I can't call myself just culturally specific. Can't do that. I'm all inclusive. And my platform is all inclusive, but I'm gonna use the language that damn it I know to use. It's raw and uncut over here, motherfuckers. Okay,
okay.
you talking to the person. If y'all talk the way y'all talk while y'all drinking that beer, we gonna talk the way we talk while we sober. Let's keep it
Okay.
a buck here. We ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna sugarcoat the damn thing, and that's just what it boils down to. Everybody ain't gonna get on the gravy ship unless their life is dependent on it. And we
Mm-hmm.
just got the calling a little earlier, D.
And another
Because
thing is, we are two African Americans that are trying to bring about the topic of addiction, relapse, and recovery. That's probably another reason why our platforms aren't blowing up. I hate to say it, but we are a particular color, and a lot of people don't want to hear us out there. But the fact that I think you did a little research on Podbean and found out that there aren't too many people out there, especially of our color, that are talking about addiction or whatever the case may be. So it's a good
it's
thing
only
for
three of us. It's three of
it's a
us.
good it's a good thing that we are having platforms like this so that we can reach out to our community and let it be known that it's okay, to come forward and let it be known I have an issue, bitch. I mean, shit, it's just as simple as that. I mean, hell, shit.
I have an issue, bitch.
Okay, it's as simple as that. Shit.
For a drug issue, for a life issue, I have a money issue. Hello? Shit, I like to gamble with my life, all right?
Okay.
That part. But, I really like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, D, what do you think it is that we would need to do to really kind of like get this niche to kind of look a little more exciting? Because it's like, is it getting boring on my end when you watch or listen to my episodes? Does it get boring?
I don't think so. I think it's very informative. You are the reason why I started, collecting things from 12 step and whatever else, any information that I could collect in regard to addiction, relapse, and recovery, and or the nine. I started sharing that on my podcast with people because I don't want to just come on there and be rhetorical and just talking about my life with addiction, relapse, and blah blah blah. I want to come with facts. I want to be able to research things and different recovery places that people can go to get help. That's the type of podcaster that I want to be moving forward. This is why I told my audience on Podbean via episode, I don't have time for y'all bullshit. Y'all come in my live chat, y'all interrupt me while I'm trying to address my audience out there that want to hear what I have to say. And half the other people are relapsing. I don't want to say his name, but they relapsed. We was in a group. We was in a group on Podbean one day, and that person was in there. They ended up relapsing. They was in the hospital for like
We
over
always
6
together.
Hmm?
That when we was all together in
Right,
that room.
right.
Got you.
And this person, by the first initial of their first name is Jay, and I just
I
leave
know
it
who
at
you
that.
talk about.
And so they was in the hospital for over 6 something days because of alcohol poisoning. And the story that they were just telling me in regard to how they ended up in the hospital was so stupid to me. And I'm just like, I'm wasting my time listening to this stupid ass shit. You went there in the hospital relapsing over a fucking woman. And I mean, it just sounded so dumb to me. And I don't, this is why I told them I don't have time for bullshit. When I can be on Podmatch. Girl, did you know how many people that have reached out to me for interviews? And these are prominent people in their fields, comedians that have went through addiction, prominent therapists and counselors or whatever. These are people that they have something going on for themselves for one damn thing, and they want to book interviews, paid interviews, and I'm on Podbean doing what?
Right.
So
right.
I just don't have time.
And you know what? If I don't blame you. If you wanted to slow it down and just let it be whatever it is, absolutely, I don't blame you. I mean, hell, you got enough material to let it sit and let people just kind of like explore your channel for the next, 3 to 4 months until you can get the iMatch popping. You know what I'm saying? If you want to kind of set one aside and start, what you call it, shifting into another, why not? I mean, I see that's the freedom of being a content creator.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the lovely part about it. Thank you so much for that. I want to get on Podmatch so bad. It's just their content is so strict. Not the content, but the come on now, the thumbnail is so freaking strict.
It's a lot.
Have you checked out the thumbnails?
It's a lot to be a part of the platform. I mean, I didn't think that I would ever be a part of the platform because there was this question, that question, these videos to watch, this and that. And I'm just like, damn, where's all this coming from?
Well, we could go through it, but I know it's a process. Like they want to make sure whoever go into there, they have a full understanding. And I think I like that. It's just
it's a
I'm
business.
not ready.
It's a business thing.
Yeah, I love it. I want you to go through the whole process. I really am encouraging you to go through the entire process. So when I'm ready to go through it, I have somebody I can be accountable with and ask questions like, okay, what am I doing here? Okay, what's the next? Because that right there, I would like for you to lead on that one for real. That would be actually compelling.
It's a matter of time of me sitting down. And another thing is, I'm working on merch. You know, I've been at this for a long time now, and I have some dedicated followers. And to branch out and reach out to more people, why not create merch? You know, what can happen? You know, I can excuse me, I can only fail at it only to get better. So I have some things in mind in regard to some T-shirts. I have a shirt company I heard that I've been looking into. I just haven't had the chance to go, visit the company, touch some, materials and look and see what they have. I'm telling you, I don't have time to play. I want to really brand Addiction, Relapse, and Recovery, and LLS, which stands for Love, Light, and Support, and not of oneself and each other. So I have some ideas in regard to some shirts, and I have a good friend that's in the fashion industry. Well, not industry, but we grew up together. I got this friend into fashion, and surprisingly, I'm not. But anyway, this friend is a good ass artist, a good sewer, and some of everything else. So they gave me some tips, and they critiqued me, and if I'm going to merge myself into that field, I have to be able to take on criticism. And they critique me, you know what I'm saying? And I took it. But my thing is, I don't want to produce something that's going to be lame. I'm putting a lot of...
Yeah. And you feel what you're saying. You're saying, okay, I need to be real. Let's be realistic and let's be logical. Because when you're doing business, you're talking about starting an LLC at this point. And when you're doing merch, that's really what you're doing. You're now creating a brand. You have a brand, but now you're selling something to support your brand, for your community of people. You have your own community. And so when you're doing that, which I completely understand how it works, I wouldn't think too hard on it. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have any slogans, words that you usually say, you would put that right on the shirt. Anything that's authentically you would want to use that as merch. And merch is not going to sell like hotcake. I'm going to tell you the truth. Merch is just there to let people know I mean fucking business.
Right. Okay.
I'm in business. That's all merch means. So if you invest into that, it's not, please don't think that you're gonna get a re-up like we re up like we re, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's more just, hey, I got business, and if people really like you enough, then they would either get a free shirt to promote you, or you would, they would buy a shirt to be part of something of you. And that's something I want to add more merch to me. I would like to do the same thing, but I don't believe I have a strong enough community. I mean, that's for me. I think your community is strong enough to do it, but for me, I don't think I'm ready for it yet.
Honestly, I think about Source in a lot of different ways in my life, and he didn't have a huge army. You know what I'm saying? But he still made moves, and the people that he chose still made moves, big moves. And even though I don't have a big following like I want or whatever, I'm still making moves. Even though you don't have a big following, you can still make moves. You know what I'm saying? You're on Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. So, I just think that within divine timing, things will uplift the way that we want them to. It's just a matter of just continuing to put that effort into it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Because I told you what I'm going to do to that damn backyard. I'm
yeah,
not playing.
I
talked to the damn landscapers. I'm not playing the game.
Let me tell you something. When you get that shit done, I'm coming down to Phoenix my damn self.
I'm not playing. Okay?
I will be playing. Down there, man. Look, I will pack up my cat. Cat, come on. No, okay. I go.
No, bring the cat.
Bring no goddamn cat. I ain't got time for that shit. But
shit, but I'm for real. It's just like I want to have fun with it, but I want to be serious. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. I love this virtual thing. I ain't gonna hold you. I love this virtual thing.
Where's Miss Thing at? I thought she was supposed to be a part.
You know what? She's not here, so I don't know how that works. Let me see. Maybe next time. It's all good.
She's probably busy knowing her.
That's a busy woman. Yep, we'll have her on next time. But yeah, I'm so happy that we came together. We got about maybe 5 minutes left. Is there anything you want to say to the big steppers on YouTube? Because I'm about to post this video on YouTube.
Big steppers. If you or someone else that you know is still suffering in silence due to their addiction, just know that there is help out there. There are people like myself, Miss Mo, 12 Step, Recovia, all type of organized. My thing is, and I said this on my recording on Podbean, with all of the resources and help that we have now, considering we have Trump in office, we may not have this shit later on. But considering we have all the resources and help now, there's no way that anyone should be walking this earth as a fucking addict with all this help in the world. If you
want to be clean and sober, you can, guys.
Exactly.
Bottom line. And if you don't, it's all good. It's called harm reduction. Be safe. Make sure that you get your own materials when you're doing it, and just be mindful, because you can still practice spiritual self-care while you're in your addiction until you get out of it. That's what I'll say to the big steppers. Keep praying, keep it solid, follow your intuition, the little one that you do have, you know what I'm saying? And when it's time to run and come straight to the resources that you need. Get you a peer support specialist to help you and lead you and guide you towards the right direction. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. All of the different resources, I will have it on my website. All you have to do is click the link to my website, and you would have all the information you need to know about me, about Dee, all that good stuff. All right. Look at the description box, and you'll get the link to Dee's podcast show that I'll be placing on there, as well as my podcast show. All right. Thank you so much. All right, Dee. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.